the frozen heart of the Arctic, few creatures can survive this bitter cold. But there's one wolf that thrives in this harsh and unforgiving world, with piercing eyes, a thick coat of fur, and an extraordinary set of survival skills. The Arctic wolf has earned its place as one of nature's most remarkable predators. But what makes the Arctic wolf so unique? How does it survive in one of the most extreme environments on Earth? Hey there folks, I'm Jake, and welcome to Nature Explained. And today we're going to explore the incredible adaptations, behaviours and challenges that define this extraordinary predator. Arctic wolves, if the name didn't give it away, are found in the Arctic Circle, with their range being limited to the Canadian Arctic region, including Ellesmere Island, Devon Island, and parts of Alaska, and the western and northern shores of Greenland. This is one of their unique features, as, because of where they live, Arctic wolves still maintain most of their original range before human contact. These wolves will spend all their lives in the tundra, not migrating during the winter or summer. The reason they're able to do this, their environment, becoming medium-sized and are distinguished from northwestern wolves by being significantly smaller. This is a result of the scarcity of food in the Arctic Circle, with the average Arctic wolf weighing somewhere between 72 to 70 kilograms. I'll expand on this wide range gap later. The height of the average Arctic wolf is somewhere between 2 to 2.6 feet. So they're around half the height of the average human male. Arctic wolves are sexually dimorphic, but it only relates to their size, with males being slightly bigger. But aside from that, there are a few physical differences between the sexes. Arctic wolves will live for up to 7 years in the wild. However, in captivity, they've been known to live for up to 17 years, which is consistent with most canids. The reason they can live this long in the wild is because the Arctic wolf is perfectly adapted to its environment, with the most noticeable of these adaptations being its snow-white fur, making these an identifying feature of this subspecies. Is the only species of wolf to have evolved this colour scheme. The coat of the Arctic wolf is always thick and highly insulated. There are both inner and outer layers of fur, with the inner layer being short, with the inner layer consisting of shorter, softer hairs for insulation, and the outer, longer hairs, both water and snowproof layers, that gets thicker as the cold weather starts to arrive, which they will need, considering Arctic temperatures can drop below as minus 30 degrees Celsius. Arctic wolves have also prioritised reducing heat loss. To do this, they have small ears and noses to reduce the surface area to volume ratio, which is in contact with their cold environment. This has resulted in them having some of the smallest ear to body ratios of the canid family. They also see that they put on weight in the summer, so they are more likely to survive during the winter. Arctic wolves have also evolved fur on their paws to insulate them from the snow and ice, and also providing better grip on slippery surfaces. Arctic wolves also utilise counter-current heat exchange in their paws. This is a mechanism in the paws of the Arctic wolves, which keep them at a lower temperature than the body core, so minimizing heat loss via their contact with the ground. Blood entering the paws is used to heat up blood that is leaving them. This prevents the core body being cooled by heat loss to the elements. This is a similar mechanism found in the feet of birds, such as ducks and penguins. All of this provide to give the Arctic wolf one of the most effective toolkits at countering the Arctic environment. Arctic wolves are carnivores, meaning they only eat meat. However, because of where they live and the lack of variety, Arctic wolves are limited to mainly Arctic hares, which they can take down fairly easily, chasing the hare as a pack until it becomes exhausted, or the opportunity presents itself for the Arctic wolves to take it down. They're also helped in this by their top speed of 40 miles per hour and good stamina, but Arctic hares cannot support a wolf pack, so these wolves may be tempted to take on either a musk ox or a caribou. But the danger of hunting these animals is significantly higher, so Arctic wolves will generally focus on the calves of the herd or older individuals. In the case of a musk ox, once in their defensive circle, the Arctic wolf will have no way to target the weaker members or the calves. So at that point, they must attempt to separate either the calves or a single individual from the herd, at which point they will begin to wear the animal down until the point of exhaustion. But this process can take hours because of the musk ox's woolly coat, which is almost impenetrable to an Arctic wolf. However, once it has been taken down, a single Arctic wolf will eat up to 20 pounds of flesh in one sitting per individual. It is thought that through this method, they can compensate for the small pack sizes, as generally on the hunt, there will be around 3 to 5 adults, but the food should be able to sustain the pack and its pups comfortably for a week. The Arctic wolf plays a vital role, not only in controlling herbivore populations, but also ensuring that their part of the Arctic doesn't suffer from overgrazing by herbivores. Hey there folks, quick intermission from me. If you're enjoying today's video, do me a solid, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me out. and leave a comment with a wolf emoji and snowflakes, so I know you got this far into the video. While you're down there, leave a comment on what species you think I should cover next. Anyway, back to the show. Arctic wolves, like most wolves, are highly social animals, living in packs of up to 8 individuals, consisting of one dominant male and female, which is where the concept of the alpha comes from, even though this concept has now been debunked. As well as the dominant male and female, these packs will consist of pups from previous years. Arctic wolves, like all other species of wolf, will howl for many reasons, from maintaining their territory, coupled with their regular scent markings. They also howl to keep predators away from pups and kill sites. These are classified as defensive howls, but also to keep track of where the pack is, rallying the pack together for a hunt, and some research suggests that Arctic wolves, like all other wolves, will just howl for fun. These are classified as social howls. And, for your pleasure, I give you the howl of the Arctic wolf. I'm sure we would all agree that that is one of the most magnificent sounds in the animal kingdom. Arctic wolves will also engage in play activities, whether they be pups or adults, as it is a way of forging bonds between the pack. Arctic wolf territory size is based around access to resources, with some territories being around 1,000 square miles, and an Arctic wolf will travel 50 miles in a day and sleeping for 10.5 hours. You may be surprised to learn that Arctic wolves do not hibernate during the winter and will be active all year round, which is highly surprising because in Antarctica there can be upwards of 5 months of total darkness. But this is the best time of year for the Arctic wolf because their prey is highly active. As a result, they have evolved highly complex night vision to help navigate this dark environment. Another strategy used by the Arctic wolf is that during the winter, they will travel in single file. This has the effect of not only ensuring that the strength of the pack remains fairly hidden, but also ensures that less energy in the pack is spent tracing lots of small trails through the snow, which is extremely vital because during the winter, this is the time where you cannot afford to waste any energy. But winter is significant for another reason, because, as mentioned, in an Arctic wolf pack, only the dominant male and female will mate, so they are monogamous and will stay together for as long as they live. However, if there is an Arctic wolf which is unpaired, they will howl until a mate arrives, at which point the two will pair up, forming a new pack. The dominant pair, in the weeks leading up to the breeding season, will stay close together, grooming and nuzzling each other until the two mate, usually sometime in the winter between January and March, and if successful, gestation will last for around 61 to 63 days. Prior to giving birth, the female will dig out a den for her to give birth in, with the male and the rest of the pack bringing food and ensuring there are no threats in the area, allowing the female to give birth in peace. Arctic wolves give birth to litters. However, they will vary in size, with there being anywhere between 5 to 7 pups, each pup weighing around a pound, being born with brown fur, deaf and blind, highly territorial of her pups for the first weeks, even among those in her pack. The brown fur is to help them better camouflage into the spring and summer landscape of the Arctic. After 10 days, the pups will begin to open their eyes. Initially, their eyes will be blue, but they will shift into a more brown appearance as they grow older. At the age of 2 weeks, the mother will allow the rest of her pack to see the pups, and she will be reliant on them to help her raise them. At around 4 weeks old, the pups will start to leave the den and explore the environment. However, adults will be supervising them constantly, making sure that the pups don't venture too far away from the den site. Arctic wolf pups will be weaned after 2 months, and we moved on to solid food, getting the food from the rest of the pack, who will carry it to the den. They will spend the next couple of months playing together, which allows them to not only develop their social skills, but also skills which will be highly useful when they start hunting. The father will play a significant role in this development, teaching them how to play and how to be social. At 6 months old, they will start to join the pack on hunts, first watching from a safe distance before getting involved in the hunt. Males become sexually mature at 1 year old and females at 2 years old. They can stay with the pack for years, helping their parents raise their young. But if they are found to have mated with another wolf, they will be driven out of the pack, or if resources in the territory become too depleted. But I'm sure you can imagine, due to where they live, not all Arctic wolf pups make it into adulthood, so pup mortality is fairly high. However, this is more to do with their environment and less to do with external predators, as Arctic wolves are one of the apex predators of the Arctic. So, The only things that threaten them are determined musk ox, who will, if they're able, attempt to kill Arctic wolf pups. Other Arctic wolf packs, however, conflict is fairly rare, and also polar bears, who compete with Arctic wolves for food. But, as mentioned, the greatest predator of the Arctic wolf is the environment itself, as if they don't properly prepare for the winter, their odds of survival are fairly low, especially for pups which have been born that spring. However, one interesting animal which doesn't pose that much of a threat to the Arctic wolf is the human, as because of where they live, Arctic wolves and humans rarely come into contact, with most Arctic wolves being curious of humans. Also, because of where they live, there is little threat of excessive hunting, with the current population being estimated to be around 200,000 individuals, placing these wolves in the category of least concern. However, this soon may change, as because of increased mine developments and also global warming means for the Arctic wolf, it is becoming increasingly difficult for them to hunt their traditional prey, so their future is up in the air. But I'm sure we would all agree that the loss of this magnificent animal would cause significant damage to the Arctic ecosystem and would be an absolute travesty. Well there folks, there you have it, the Arctic wolf. I'd like to thank you for watching today's feature and recommend you go watch this video on an animal that looks like it's been snatched out, that looks like it should have got extinct 65 million years ago. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Drink water, get a lot of sleep, and I'll see you in the next one.